Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 College National Championship hosted at the Midland Curling Club here in glorious Midland, Michigan, if you can call it that. Starting things off, teams here on Sheet B are going to be RPI and Navy. Just finished with our first practice rounds, and here, and our first LSDs, I think, as well. Whether you can call them that or not, I'm not sure, but this is my first time doing commentating for anything on this level. I've only done things. Last weekend I did our junior fun spiel here in Midland. Still working out some minor technical issues with some of our equipment. We've been having problems with our cameras freezing up and other things along those lines. We did get a far end camera in on Sheet B. As you can see, it's the currently live camera here.
Okay, I'm going to run in. When you see that 1 minute timer, and that means take some practice slides, and then you got a minute to go.
Still not really quite sure how all of the timing here works, but I suppose I'll figure things out as we go along. People doing progressive slides here, I believe, from Team Navy. Completely normal thing to do in this situation as well. We're looking for a this is going to be my first time ever watching curling on this level as well, so. Currently taking a look on at the rosters for both teams. Looks like Navy and RPI are playing at the moment. In the B pool, it says here on the website. Cool. I now know who is each person on each team. Hopefully, I don't pronounce people's names incorrect. I'm going to at some point in time. Like, you can count on that. But I'm going to do my best to not. Looks like the games might have actually started already. I'm not quite sure. I was trying to listen into what the officials were saying, but it does actually look like games might have started. I'm going to say that the games definitely have started. But yes, welcome to the 2025 College Nationals. Looks like a good raise here. An interesting play, but a very good raise. It's going to sit right on, actually it's going to be swept out. Very good job sweeping on that one. That had little to no speed upon contact. Looks like Team Navy's going to just go for a draw around behind their red rock. Rocks are curling a lot, it looks like. They're going to let that one curl. It's going to come in right behind there. With just a little bit of leftover space. Maybe enough to hit it, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Looks like they're going to try and go and draw behind their own rock. Looks like they actually went for another raise. Maybe intentionally or not, I'm not sure. Doesn't look like they did it intentionally, especially given the position the skip had, but looks like they're going to try and nose that one for a takeout. Outside in as well. Although I suppose that would be a pretty hard one to take inside out because of that yellow one in the 12-foot. Didn't quite nose it there, but they're still going to get it out. Looks like their own rock is going to go out as well. Like yellow here, RPI. Looks like they're just going for a draw, but it looks like it might have had a little bit too much weight on it. Looks like it's probably going to be swept out here by Navy. A very good sweeper for Navy skip. Quinjamin, it says on the back of his shirt. Looks like they're going to go for a takeout. Not very much ice on that one. These teams are still getting used to our rocks and ice and the like, so. It's a little wobbly coming out of the hack there. Going for line. Looks like they're going to nose it, maybe just a little bit off. Oh, just barely going to not hit their own. Navy holding 3 here. Looks like they might just go for a draw or a freeze 2 maybe. Looks like a freeze 2 to that red one, just a little bit behind the tee line. We'll have to see what RPI does here. Based on the amount of curl that that thing has, I don't know if that's going to be able to do it. Might over curl. These rocks have a tendency to have been doing that the past couple of days, but it actually looks like it's going to be a good rock. Might not actually curl enough. It's going to go back and sit right behind that line, just out of play. Navy's going to come around and go for a 8-foot rock on the tee line there. An interesting form from second from Navy there. Trailing foot way out to the side there. Obviously still works because it's going to be a very good rock. Might just have a little bit too much weight on it. But other than that, it's a very good rock. Looks like the names on the backs of Navy's shirt might actually be a joke. I'm looking at the I'm going to take a look here at the team lineups on the USA Curling website. Very good resource. It does appear that it is, just joking names on the back of the shirt. Although they do align with the actual names of the players on RPI, or I'm sorry, on Navy. RPI's Rock's not actually curling enough. The opposite of what I figured the Rocks would be doing here. I said the Rocks re-sandpapered a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. But I suppose the curl could have all just worn off by now, and it's just back to normal. And what we call normal is club curlers. Rock thrown through the house there, whether intentional or not. Probably unintentional, because that's never really the intended purpose of curling, is to get rocks to not be in the house, I guess. RPI here. Looks like their rock might be, I don't know if it's going to over curl. Looks like it might be on the forefoot. I don't know the weight yet. Looks like it's going to be a little bit behind the tee line. No, just right on it, actually. And it's actually going to be the scoring rock here. Very solid takeout there. Got one yellow out, but their own red rock out. Good. Looks like RPI may be going for another draw over to that 8-foot area. Which we've seen them do a couple of times already. A little bit of a tap there on that backing rock. Didn't quite curl as much as I thought it would. Looks like they're just going to go for a takeout here. Looks like Navy's got hammered here, so they might pull out 3 in this first end. hard on line for this rock. Or hard on curl for this rock, and it's just barely going to tap it. I don't know if it's going to get out far enough for them to get 2 points. I don't think it did. Looks like they're just going to get 1. Just 1 point. One point for Team Navy after this first end here. A very solid start for them. We'll see what RPI does in this second end here. RPI has hammer going into this, so we'll see how they fare. Whether they score or not, we'll have to see.
I don't think I have to wait for it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
A little bit wide of a guard there. Might actually be a little bit fast, too. It's out there in the frost, so we'll see if it slows down. It's curling plenty enough, but it's looking to be a little bit too heavy for what they wanted if they were going for a guard. Maybe they were trying to throw it through. Or backing, maybe. We'll see if it stays in play. Looks like it does. Right on the tee line. Looks like they may be trying to do a freeze or something. It's curling a lot. I don't know how the weight is. Looks like it's going to be top 4 where it's going to sit. A little bit off to the right, maybe back 4. A little bit off to the right of that backing rock there. Looks like they're trying to curl that rock. Came out a little wide. It's got to go for weight, it looks like. Interesting high guard there. They're going to bring that rock in as far as they can. Holding 2 now from RPI. Line looks pretty okay for this one. I'm gonna go for a line. Both of them are going to go. Looks like they're going to try and do a sit on that yellow one. They're going to get off, and it is just going to give it a little kiss back. And they're going to sit right in the forefoot there. Getting RPI down. 2 points. Looks like RPI is going to do the same thing here. Freezing to it. There's enough backing there that it could it would make that rather challenging to take out if it was done. Second from RPI, still using a stabilizer, not something, I mean, granted, I do too, but I just, honestly, not something I expected to see at Nationals, but everybody's different. We've got our very, very high quality clock up there in the upper left-hand corner, or closer to the center of the screen, actually. But as well as our live, supposedly live updating screens, or scores. But the website was having technical issues this morning when we checked it last, so we're going to have to basically just hope that it works. My team put another one just a little bit behind the button. RPI just going to do a draw too, it looks like. Weight might be a little bit much. And these cameras don't do a good job at conveying the weight of rocks. Actually looks a little bit lighter than what I think RPI was going for here. It's also over curling. We're gonna have to see where it sits. It's just gonna get a little bit inside the forefoot there. Not quite enough to cut them down, to cut Navy down 2 points. They're going to try and curl that rock. It's way out there on the frost. But these rocks have been curling a lot. Doesn't look like this one's going to be one of those. It's just going to get through the house with no sweeping, no help whatsoever there. Solid looking rock here, also pretty fast and out in the frost, but less out in the frost than that first rock was. Still going to be right on through the house, just like the previous one was. Good draw to the button there. It's going to just tap back that red one. Still in play, but sitting on the button, plenty of backing. No reason there to take that one out. For those of you in the chat here, a score update on sheet C. Penn State, Team Yellow is up 1-0 in the second end with, I believe, 2 rocks remaining for each team. Penn State does not have hammer. I will say, though, we are actively working on figuring out some technical stuff relating to how we can switch streams and it not be quite as unprofessional, I suppose, as our current system of doing it is a little bit wonky. So we are actively working. We are trying to make it so we can bounce around sheets a little bit more effectively. Immediately they're going to go for line on that. It's curling a lot. They're trying to go for the takeout for it, and I don't know. Oh, wow. That is not the greatest system of events there to happen on the second to last skip rock for Navy there. RPI now holding 3, which bodes well for them going into this end here. We'll have to see how they do. Really wish people would stop standing in front of the timer, because nobody can see how much time is left in the ends, man. Immediately on this rock, they're going to go for line. They might be going for weight. No, they're definitely going for weight. That is a slow-looking rock. Looks like they said they're gonna nose that rock. They're gonna give it a little bit for line, and it's gonna get just inside enough to get them 4 points here with 1 rock remaining for both teams. They're looking up for RPI here. They also have hammer, so Navy is going to have to really think about what they're going to do here before they go about doing it. Looks like they might be trying to just go for a draw, maybe through that little port there, so as to have a little bit of guarding, but to also cut them down points. Immediately on that rock, they're both going to go for line, it actually looks like. Off it there just for a second to let it curl. Looks like it's going to curl enough. I don't know if it's going to have the weight to get it in all the way, though. Oh, and they're going to cut him down only 1 point, maybe 2. I think that's just about the best thing that Navy there could have done to cut down RPI. We're going to see what RPI does with their final rock here. Probably just doing something along the lines of doing their best to get the red rock there out. Let's see how many they can score. going to be hard on the line there. Looks like it might actually be over curling. It might not nose it. Oh, that's just barely going to get it. It's going to get their own ruck out there, but it's still going to get them 3 points, 4 points, looks like, in this second end. While we have a moment here, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to sheet C for just a moment here. Give people a little bit of a taste of what's going on over on these other sheets. Penn State versus Nebraska on C in their third end. A few rocks in, first rock in actually. Camera's a little bit funky on this sheet. We're gonna have to see how things go for that.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Over on sheet C for just a minute here. Sheet D's score is currently 1-1, it looks like. I can't read the team name on the top there, but they are up. There we go. Sorry about that. Fixing house issues. It needs to be. Took us a second here, still figuring things out. Over on sheet C for just a minute here. We're gonna watch this end go down. Penn State there sweeping that rock out. Looks like it probably just had too much weight on it and didn't sit behind. Not sure our scores are actively updating here. Chat here says that does appear to be having issues. A wide rock coming out there. Also got plenty of weight on it. Can't quite tell what that says, but it looks like it says U.S. Stevens Point or UP Stevens Point. Something along those lines against a team that I can't read due to person standing there. But anyway, it's 1-2, or 1-1, I'm sorry. MIT versus MIT. That was the one that people were saying they wanted to see there. So there's your score update for them. Ooh, sweeper almost lost it there. UW Stevens Point, thank you. I appreciate that. Burned the rock, it looks like. They're just gonna get it out of the house now before they have any problems. Yes, UW, that makes a lot more sense now, thank you. Another wide rock. Camera appears to be having a little bit of a moment here, freezing up. I don't know if it's freezing up for you guys, but looks like the rock is going to have plenty of weight, and it's just going to be swept out here. Yep, just going to be swept out there. 2 wide rocks. Still nothing in the house. Blank end at the moment. Looks like they're just going to go for another draw. Handle's interesting, unless they're going for a corner guard here. No, the handle was correct. The skip, I believe, just had her hand out the wrong way. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be a good rock regardless. It's going to get right in behind there. It's got to get over just a little bit. It's a good draw to the button. Still very exposed, though. We're going to see what Nebraska does with it. Looks like they're going to try and do a takeout and roll. Looks like they weren't successful there. I was dealing with technical stuff. Sorry about that. Penn State here. Skip gives inside-out handle for rocks for normal skips, but the handle is still thrown correctly. Looks like they're just trying to get it across right now. Camera is having an absolute moment. Popcorning all over the place here. Not really sure what's going on with it, but they did do a pretty good job there of guarding that 4-foot rock there. Going for another takeout on it. It's very, very, very wide. Still going out too. Not sure that's going to curl back. I don't know how these rocks have been acting, but just barely getting it there. Both skips doing their best to sweep those rocks out. You learn new things every day, don't you? The Penn State team holds handle the way they want the rock to curl instead of the way the handle faces when you release it. Like I've said it before, everybody's a little bit different when it comes to curling. It's a sport where not everybody has to be the exact same to achieve the job. They're still throwing great rocks too. Weights just appear to be a little bit off, if you can call it that. Looks like they're just going to go for a draw. The line is a little bit wide for my personal preference, but I'm also not out there on the ice, so I don't know how it's been curling. I don't know how weights have been or anything like that. Again, another very wide rock here. Can't quite see it. Oh, it looks a little bit better. Looks like they're going to try and curl it a little bit. Don't know if it's going to be enough to get behind those rocks. Might be in the rings. But this end has just been an end of guards, takeouts, and guards again. In the rings. Penn State's probably going to come in here and just get rid of it. And try and roll over, probably. Logical course of events here. going for a takeout. They're going hard on line. Hard for line. Looks like it might over curl. We'll have to see what it does then. It is going to hit it. It's going to roll over. It might roll over too far. Looks like it is going to roll over too far. It's still going to sit. But it'll be good backing if they don't end up taking it out, which it looks like they're going to attempt to do so. Not much of a roll that you have there. Penn State appears to have hammer going into this. So they are, at that point, a little bit farther ahead, I guess. I'm sorry, brain farted there. Anyway, they are in a, let me figure out how to phrase this here, a stronger position here to score. This end has been, like I said, a lot of guards takeouts, not very much in the rings. Penn State is definitely in a position here to get their rocks, and they just barely tap theirs. Maybe a little bit too little ice or too little weight on that one. Penn State's going to do a draw for 2. 1 rock remaining, it looks like. Yes, we're going to, after this end is over on C, we're going to go ahead and change back to sheet number B, or number 1 in all of our computer systems. It gets a little confusing sometimes, but definitely getting used to it. Less ice on that one. I would have been putting ice definitely since the beginning. It's a lot of weight on it. It's plenty of weight, in fact. Might actually be too much. It's slowing down, though. We'll have to see where it sits. We're just doing a draw for 2. Oh, it's just barely going to be swept out there. And not by very much either. Now that we have a moment here, we're going to go ahead and change back over again to sheet B in just a moment here. Sorry about this, just at the moment waiting for cameras to fix themselves. Alrighty, here we go. Back over to sheet B here. Haven't quite finished their 3rd end. They're playing out 8 ends. So we're just going to have to watch them throw these rocks down. very solid takeout there, and it's going to sit on their backing rocks there. Might roll out just a little bit too much for them to score off of it. Looks like they might pull out 2 this end. We'll see what they put up on the scoreboard there. They're going to call, I don't know what they're going to call it. 2. They're going to call it as 2. Navy now up 5-4, a 4-point end last end. Very eventful one. Five seconds remaining here before they have to throw their next rock, it looks like, on B. They did just in time there. Back house throw, it looks like. They're going to bring it in here just a little bit. Very solid center guard, 2-3 guard. Definitely closer to a 2 guard than anything else. This rock looks a little bit fast for, I think, what they were going through. Going for, they're going to go for line. Looks like they might actually nose it. Whoa, just barely past that one. Overcurled quite a bit. They're going to get it in the rings here. Give you guys a little bit of an update as people have requested here on the scores on RIT versus Michigan Tech. Michigan Tech is winning by a substantial margin at 7-1. A 2-point end first end followed by a 4-point end in the third end. So Michigan Tech is doing very well over on A. Sheet B here, obviously RPI winning 2-3. Or 4-3, I'm sorry. Looking at the wrong numbers. Penn State is down against Nebraska 2-3. And UW, whatever the point is, I still can't read that. Stephen Point, it's in the chat here somewhere. Stevens Point, thank you, is up 3-1 against the other teams. We're going to see if this rock also massively overcurls like the other one. And I will let all our viewers know here. We will have Sheet C live as well for the coming draws. We have we had technical issues at the start of this stream, and we're can't mess with them while we're live. So we're gonna wait until our next draw, and then after that, we will have streams live on both C and B. As well as this one will be bouncing around on D and A as well once that one starts. After this end on B, I'm going to go ahead and go over to A, as people seem to be requesting the Michigan Tech team quite a bit. Of course, there's people watching for all of the teams, I'm sure, and I'll do my best to keep everyone updated and happy. Solid draw to the forefoot there from Navy. On the fourth end, I believe. Looks like they're having slight indecision issues, maybe. Okay. Do you want to do this or this? Okay. It's always fun when people can't hear each other. Looks like they're just going to go for a draw here. Curl, curl. Right on through the house there. A little bit too much weight for, I think, what they wanted. Well, for what would have been useful to them. Boy, how time flies. We're already at an hour and 12 minutes into the stream here. I do want to thank everybody for watching here. And USA Curling as well for having college nationals here in Midland this year. I've been looking forward to this since I found out about it in December, as I had a feeling that as long as we got our cameras and stuff situated, or in some way situated, that we would have, that I would probably end up doing this, which I am here today doing. So. In between the two little timer screens there, you can actually see the stream computer there. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it over here. Back to the game, though. Takeout looks like from RPI here. It's a little wide, it looks like. It's got a curl. Looks like it might just do it, and it has done it without even taking out the other red one, but they also don't sit on it, leaving Navy open to just draw straight to the button again. We'll see if they're successful in doing so here. They have been in the past, obviously. Gonna go for the curl here. Came out wide, or at least the rock ended up going really wide. They're gonna do a freeze two. Oh, right on the tee line there. Tee line in the forefoot. Solid freeze two. Looks like they're gonna go for another takeout. Hopefully this time they aren't quite as wide, but we'll have to see how they do on it. Less ice given. Looks like the takeout was unsuccessful here. Speaking to people here in the warm room. Looking for another draw from Navy. It's wide. They're going to go for line. Or for curl, I'm sorry. Looks like I might actually do another freeze too. We'll see how the weight is. It's curling plenty enough. I don't know if it's going to get behind there. It's going to be right on the edge of the forefoot. It's not quite enough behind that high red one. That red 2 guard there to be fully guarded, but there's plenty of other things red to hit. I will say from the looks of it, I'm looking down on the glass, it looks like, I'm not sure if it's live or not, but it looks like somebody has a phone suction cup to the glass. May or may not be doing a live stream for sheet A. I'm not sure if it's live or it's just recording the end, but I suppose checking on other platforms might be something to do if they are interested in watching the Michigan Tech game. I don't even know if it's live or if it's just recording, so I might just want to stay here and watch it from the looks of it on that right-hand side of the screen there just below our scoreboard for this sheet. Oh, tried to do a raise there. They're going to hit both of their own rocks out. Not very good thing to have happen for RPI there. Both of their own rocks are now out of play. Navy now has 4. We're going to go hard on the line here, or for weight too, it looks like. Looks like Tech and RIT there, mopping and repebbling the sheet. That's their 4th end.
It's like your old arena. Excuse me, sir. For our permit.
Scoreboard camera's just gone black. Oh, okay, we're good. Four rocks in the rings here, still from Navy. Maybe scoring a 4-point end here, which would be big for them, putting them well ahead of RPI. 3 points ahead. Immediately they're going for a line, and both people sweeping as well. They've got to get it in between those guards. It's going to be through them. We're going to see if they tick it enough. They're going to roll right behind there. They're still plenty exposed. But it looks like they have hammer going into this as well. Maybe they have hammer. I can't quite tell. They do have hammer. comes the takeout from Navy. Fast rock. He is still sliding with it, and he is all the way down there. They are just barely going to nick it, but it'll be enough.
Good job, Quinn.
It's going to save them from taking any of their own rocks out as well. RPI has a draw to the button here for 1 point. Depending on how successful they are, this could mean points for Navy or points for RPI. It's all comes down to this. Somebody in our chat here asks if Michigan Tech and RIT already shake. I'm not sure that they did, but I do believe they came out and repebbled the ice on the sheet. I'm not sure if they shook or not, but RIT was down 2-7 in that end after 4 ends. Looks like they might be remopping the sheet. I am unsure of what's happening over there, as I have a tendency to be when it comes to the technical stuff like that. It looks like they might be mopping all of the sheets or something, because they're coming down an active sheet here. They might just mop all of the sheets after 4 ends or something. Again, I am not informed. Yes, score update. RIT is down 2-7 after their 4th end. On this sheet, red team scored that 3 points at 6-4. Looks like they were just repebbling. Other than that, UW Stevens Point is up 4-2 against MIT. Penn State is down 2-4 against Nebraska. Looks like they were just on break. I am going to go ahead and switch back over while they're doing the repebble. I should have done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to our, gee whiz, what's going on here? Switch over to sheet A to do a little bit of Michigan Tech versus RIT there. I will say our cameras on this sheet aren't necessarily the greatest, but we're doing the best with the amount of time that we had to put up cameras and get equipment and stuff like that as well. Like I said, our camera isn't the greatest on this one, but we will do the best that we can with what we have, I guess. Definitely wide for this rock from RIT. You can still see the scores on RPI versus Navy over there. I will also do my best to continue to update on the scores. I do believe they repebbled the ice after 4 ends. Oh, it looks like scores might have updated a little bit. I don't know if the website's still running. or still having issues, I'm sorry. Solid rock here from Tech. Looks like they're gonna curl it in just a little bit. I usually just pebble the slide path. Okay. See, I'm learning new things. Yes, I believe they mopped all, at least A and B. I'm not sure. I'd guess C and D as well. It makes sense. This is it's a high level of curling compared to club curling, so it makes sense after a couple of ends to repebble the slide path and mop as well. Get that snow off the ice as well. Hard on line here. Hard on line. Hard, and it's just barely going to tap their own rock there. Neither of theirs are going to stay in play, but it does open things up just a little bit more for them to be able to do a takeout. Looks like they're not actually going to do a takeout either. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong team. Looks like Michigan Tech here, they're going to just do a sit on guard there, top of that 12 foot there. If they're unsuccessful, that is a wide open takeout for MIT. Scores for the other sheets. Allegedly, they're updating in the upper left-hand corner there, but the website we're using is having issues with it, so I'll give you a manual update from here. RIT over here, I don't need to give you over here. RPI is up 2-6 against Navy. Penn State is up 2-4 still against Nebraska on C, which we will have a live stream for in future draws. Sheet D is UW Stevens Point, up 4 to, get out of the way, people, 4-1 maybe? Looks like 4-1 against the other team, MIT, there we go. There's people in the way, man. Yeah, allegedly it's both, they're updating, but the website is having issues today, so I'll continue to do our manual updates here. Right on past that one. That is a beautiful takeout by them. All three of their rocks getting plenty out of the way. Actually, some Midland junior curlers here, I believe, on Michigan Tech's team, the home team, if you can call it that. Looks like they're doing a takeout there. They're raising the yellow one into their own red one to get it out of the house. That's a really, really smart strategy. That red one that was sitting back there was nothing more than backing and wasn't going to be able to do anything in the first place. So in reality, that makes a lot of sense for them to do. Takeout here from RIT. We'll see how they do on this one. That's already over curl, I think. They're trying to hold it on line. They actually might have not been a takeout. It just looked like it because of the ice that was given. It might just be a standard old draw here. Not going to have quite enough weight on it, but it's a solid 3-guard there. Not gee whiz, not that is what they wanted, but Michigan Tech, some interesting strategy here. They're going to take out that rock and put their own in. Which overall makes pretty good sense. Actually, a double. Almost a double. They get two of their own rocks out, leaving just these two rocks, one red and one yellow in the rings, very close to each other in distance from the button as well. Yeah. All things considered, not the greatest series of events there for Michigan Tech, but having that as a 6-point lead, five-point lead against RIT, they can afford to lose a couple of points in this end. Scores are still the same on all sheets. Going for a takeout from RIT here. You're going to see how they do, and they tick it. They're going to roll their own rock out. And it just leaves a takeout for Michigan Tech here. Still a few rocks remaining for both teams. We'll have to see how they do on it. Looks like they also went for a takeout, but they tried to roll theirs out as well. Nothing in the rings. Might be trying to just blank the end at this point. Whichever team has hammer here, I believe, will be the one that scores. Nothing in the house. So it's going to be a series of takeouts, drawn takeouts, I can assume. That is until one team misses. If they miss, these are high-level teams here, so odds of that are much less than what you would normally expect for like standard club curling. A little bit more weight than I think was intended on this rock. Looks like it's not going to sit. Hack weight, probably. With a little bit of sweeping there, it's hack weight. Looks like they're just either going for a corner guard or just a draw in. It's been quite the end here. Especially after that third and the first and third ends, are other odd numbered ends, are very high scorers. No sense in sweeping that rock. Came out a little bit wide too, I think. I think it's just going to be a solid back board weight rock. No, hack weight. Just a standard old draw to the button from RIT here, who scored 1 point last end, giving Michigan Tech the hammer going into this end. Looks like they're just going for another takeout here. Do have good news, though. It looks like the website we're using for our scores has updated itself. So our scores are live again up there. Navy and RPI says they're already playing N7. Which means they're moving very fast compared to the other ones. The other ones are all on 5. Oh, just barely going past that one. Michigan Tech just missing out on 1 point there. RIT is going to get 1 point going into this end. We're going to go ahead and switch back over a little prematurely, if you can call it that, to sheet B here. Back to our normal sheet. Just a moment here, we're going to come back to sheet B. Cameras froze up here, so we're going to see if it updates anytime soon. Scoreboard's still updating. So it appears to just be the camera down on the other end there that's having a moment. That updated again here. Camera has updated again. Alrighty, here we're going to transition back over to sheet B. Three Yellow Rocks is backing there. This is going to be an interesting one. Navy here, looks like they're holding 3. I'm going to give it a little bit here. A little bit of encouragement, if you can call it that. They're going to curl it. Barely going to tap theirs in and behind. Just enough so that RPI can't take that out, it looks like. Take a look at our near camera here. It's got the wrong button showing, but I suppose that's all right. You can see that line there. They put that red one right in behind, so they can't get rid of it. It's a very, very smart play. Looks like they're going to try and hit off. Not really sure what they're doing here. They might be trying to hit off of their backing ones and just cut them down one. Needs to curl, it looks like. Hard on curl there. And it is going to tap on their red one there. Just give their one a little kiss there. Not quite enough to get them down. Enough points there. Navy going to score another 4 points. Putting them up 9-4. Which is a very substantial lead over RPI. 1 minute remaining until they go to their next end here. We've got a moment here, 20 seconds remaining. Skips are going down. Looks like they're getting ready to go here. Standard guard here. Just had put in the description of our video here. But there's a link in the description of the video, or of the live stream here. I believe if you reload your page, it should show up. We just added it, but it's to the USA Curling website. It's got scores, it's got rosters, it's got just about everything you need regarding everything going on here at the club today. Back 4 foot there. Actually over-curled a little bit farther than I think they probably wanted it to, but overall it looks like a pretty good thing. Going to give it a little bit of encouragement here. Top 4 maybe there. Very exposed rock, but it's right on the 4 there. 4 foot. They might actually be trying to draw around it instead of taking it out. Looks like Rock needs to curl quite a bit. Looks like it might actually do it. We're going to give it a little bit of encouragement there. It's back 4, back 8 probably. Right past that red one. A little bit of sweeping there. It's just going to be swept to the back 12. Our scores are live updating now here. MIT down 1-5 against UW-Stevens. Stevens have hammer. Penn State down 1-5 against Nebraska. Penn State has hammer. RPI on our sheet down 4-6. Score needs to be updated on that one. But, and then Nebraska versus Penn State. Looks like these scores might not actually be accurate. According to the scores on the board up here, the scores on our little live updating thing here aren't necessarily accurate. So I'll give you the ones that are on the board. Penn State is up 5-4 against Nebraska in the 6th end. Looks like. UW-Stevens is up 5-1. That is correct. Our sheet just needs to be updated basically, and then Michigan Tech, our home team, if you can call it that there, is up 7-3 still. Until we know for certain that our score updating thing here is actually functioning as intended, I'll just give updates every minute or two on scores on the sheets. Hard on line, it looks like. They're going to do a tap back on that yellow one. That's a slow takeout, all things considered. It's going to roll over just a little bit there. None of it's behind that one. Looks like they're probably just going to get rid of it. Unless they're trying to block a draw. Oh, they're trying to hit and roll. I gotcha. Okay. Going for a hit and roll here. Ooh, they didn't roll the right direction, but Rock did go out of play. Both Rocks went out of play. Cuts Navy down to 1 point. If RPI can play their cards right, or their Rocks right, I guess, they could pull out maybe 3 points this end. They've got those 2 backing Rocks. Depending on what happens to those, we'll have to see. Have to see whether they get taken out or used as backing. Anything like that. A rather hard sweep in here. Looks like they're going to make this draw. It'll be in the rings. We'll see if it's farther in than those yellow ones, and it is. That top 8 there. Just a little bit farther in than those back yellow ones there, but still enough to be counted as scoring. Looks like a takeout there. The hand he's holding there on that one looks like he's like the button is just a large cylinder and he's put his hand to rest on it. It's kind of crazy. Camera's just in a good position here, I guess. just barely going to nick that. And they're going to use that backing rock as well to get it out of play. Still, Red Rock is still in play, so not necessarily a takeout in the most textbook sense, but a takeout regardless. Hard on line here. They're getting back 8 there. Right on the button that rock is. Beautiful draw, not quite covered. But still covered plenty enough. Looks like they're trying to do a draw here. RPI. I learned recently, I was trying to figure, like, what does RPI stand for? I know what MIT stands for, but I didn't know what RPI stands for. And I learned that it's, of course, now I've forgotten it now that I'm actually going to mention it. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, right past there. Almost got it. Rensselaer, that's the other one, RTI. RIT, something like that. Somebody told me wrong probably, but RPI. It's Rensselaer something or other, I think. Shouldn't have even brought this up, man. Well, anyway. Solid rock here. It's a draw. Holding 2, Navy here, holding 2. 2 points this end would put them at 11. 11-4, a very substantial margin. Scoring 3 here, not gonna get 12. No sweeping whatsoever. Rensselaer Polytechnic, there it is, thank you. It's a cool name, honestly. Polytechnic. I know poly means many, so many technicals. I don't know, something like that. You learn something new every day, don't you? Heck, and I'm supposed to be in school right now. The cool thing is you can get excused from school from because you do curling, right? That rock's got to curl a lot. We're going to see if it does it. Oh, and it just nicks both of them and hits their own rock out. It's not going to cut them down any points or anything, but it's going to hit both of those red ones. Looks like they're just going to go for another draw here. Still not really sure if our scores are updating. I'm going to go ahead and do a manual refresh of it, see if it has been updated. Website still might be having problems. So we'll have to see here. Last rock this end. After this, we're going to switch over to D. We're going to get it back there. We're going to get it back there, and that's going to be a beautiful shot. That's 4 points. And just that one end, it looks like. Might have one more rock here. They have one more rock. RPI actually has hammer here. They have the opportunity to cut them down all of their points and get one. If they're unsuccessful, that's going to be 4 points for Navy, which puts them 13-4, which is a huge margin and probably impossible without an 8-ender to come back from in 2 ends. Granted, they would have hammer on both, but it would still be quite the challenge to do so. Off we go here. Final rock this end. Number 6. Got to curl quite a bit. Rocks have been kind of wide here, all things considered. Looks like they might actually do it here. Oh, and it just barely nicks it, and it rolls out past the 4-foot there. Didn't even hit that red rock by much. Gonna cut him down to 3 points. But still, that's a lot of points. That puts them 12-5. This is a lot to make up in the course of 2 ends. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to D here. Hopefully in faster order than what I've done in the past here. Working on things here. Jeopardy music should be playing right now, honestly. All right, here we go. We're switching over to D here. Camera, again, not the greatest on this sheet for sure. This was a probably one of the oldest that we have here. But at least our button camera down there on the end is good. Scoreboard camera is also not functional, it looks like, but I can manually give you guys the score. 5-4. This appears to be their 7th end here. Playing full 8 ends, obviously. Giving it a little bit for curl here. We can watch it come in on the left-hand side button there. It's giving it a little bit. They're just trying to do a freeze too, cut them down points. Looks like they're going to be successful here. Just a little tap back. Very solid. Cuts point here down. Just 1 point. Fast rock here. Plenty of weight on it from this team. Here we go. Yeah, sorry. It's a wide rock. Might have actually been trying to throw it through the house. I don't know. It's through though. That's regardless. I suppose I shouldn't say it. Trying to throw it through the house. You're never. It's very rare you want to throw a rock through the house. I'm gonna spend a lot of time watching on that left-hand side of the screen of what our skip's doing because of the not so greatness of this camera. Still not sure if our website's updating. It looks like it has though, showing Navy with 12-4. Tech is still up 7-3 according to the scoreboard, 8-3, or according to the website, 8-3 according to the physical scoreboard. Go ahead, give it another manual refresh here. Yep, there we go. I'm glad to see our website's still updating here, so you guys can check that for best updating. Looks like they might have been trying to guard here, but it looks like they actually did guard up the other team's rock, not necessarily something that would have been the greatest for them. Looks like they're just going for a draw. There's basically stuff on both sides of the sweep lines, so making things plenty hard to get around. Plenty of weight on that rock again. Looks like they might have been slowed down by the thrower there. Following it in all the way. It's not going to be enough weight, though, actually. It's just barely going to stop short. We're trying to sit somewhere along the line, right in there, looks like. Looks like they're just trying to roll, honestly, or do some kind of draw in. There's so much along those sweep lines on either side that it makes it very hard to get rocks in without hitting something because of how wide you have to be and how much it has to curl. Teams playing on this sheet are UW Stevens Point and MIT. When I first started learning about college stuff and that kind of thing, I thought there were two Michigan Techs because I thought MIT was Michigan Tech, MIT standing for Tech, and I knew Michigan was the abbreviation, or MI was the abbreviation for Michigan. So, but obviously that is incorrect. Michigan Technological University, or that's not right either. Institute of Technology. It's I want to say Massachusetts, some M state out there. We'll see what Point here does on this final rock. It looks like no, there's still two more remaining. One Point appears to have hammer. MIT got 3 points in the last end, it looks like. This is at number 7.
Had nothing to do with Cam. Hey, don't hate on rock number 4. I like it. I had to punish it. No, my rock. You can't punish my rock. I will punish it.
We'll see how this rock turns out here. Going around the other side compared to the rest of them. We'll see how much it curls being out there in the frost. It's either going to not curl at all or it's going to curl way too much. Looks like it's not quite going to be enough to get a draw in. something we'd say in Sunday night leagues about this time is it's just like, I think we have enough guards now. That and the all this for one, when we have like 7 rocks in the house and it's just like 1 rock scores and that's it. Say all that for one. Some weird nuances about our Sunday night dinner league. If it's the casual league, it's the non-competitive. We are curling because we enjoy curling, not because we want to be competitive. Final rock for MIT here. Quality of this camera is not the greatest. You can just, if it was any worse, I could probably count the pixels, man. I'm sure we'll get it replaced sometime soon, but that rock's not quite enough to get them scoring down there on D. Not quite enough to get them scoring. Gets them in just a little bit more. A yellow rock in the back 4 is what's doing all of the scoring on these sheets. Cleaning the line here as he comes down. That's what I'm saying, man, honestly. 360p. Yeah. Again, this is the oldest camera that we have here. This was probably one of the first ones that we put in. So it's seen some things, I suppose. It's been here a while. I do believe it is getting replaced in the near future. Our main problem is that we have to work on all the camera systems in the summers, but our community center here in town uses the curling center as a camp room in the summertime. So we can't do that. Looks like they're putting the rocks away. 1 yellow. Putting them up 6-4, it looks like. Gonna go ahead and change over to C for just a little while. Transition over. We're going to be on C for just a minute here. Of course, as soon as I get over here, they finish their end. So I suppose I'll probably should have. I thought they still had 2 more rocks left. I guess not. Gee whiz. All right, we're going to go over to B then, just for a minute here. Keep forgetting that the input names aren't matched up with like what the actual input is sometimes, so it takes me a second sometimes to actually figure out where stuff is. Oop. There we go. All right. I think we've got things figured out here. Yeah, everything's just like inverse. So it's like whatever is far wall is near wall, and whatever's near wall is far wall. So it's just a lot of figuring the little stuff out like that. Man, everything just is backwards. This is not fun. I do apologize for this, everyone. It's taking way longer than it should for me. Your house. Far house. Now it should be good. It's still not, but okay. Everything is just backwards, man. This is great. We're back on sheet B here. We'll be here for just a minute. Go ahead and make sure those scores are updated for everyone. Glad the website is working again, though, because less things I have to do. Cameras are still... Man, this is really annoying, you know? I don't like this. This is the only thing I don't like is changing sheets. I'll stay here for just a minute. It's a little bit more zoomed in than what I'd like it to be, but we want to see this end. We don't want to spend too much time on our switching sheet stream, or feed here, so... I do apologize for that, everyone. I'm sorry about that. Scores are actively updating. Looks like a draw here coming in. That's actually a very nice way to block that draw in. And still score, too. And I think they did a really good job with that one. I believe this is the 7th end. Navy is winning by a pretty substantial margin here still. RPI up, RPI 4 points. Navy got 12. Got rather quiet out there. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I guess there's just nobody throwing rocks at the moment. Ice out there midway through the 12-foot. It's a wide rock. Don't know the weight on it. These cameras don't do a great job at conveying that. We're going to continue to follow it in here. It's going to be in just enough to be scoring, I think. Not sure which team they decided would score here. We'll have to watch our scoreboard man as he puts it up here. It's going to be RPI scoring one more point here.
Great shot, Dad.
Going to go ahead and actually figure this out now and why it is no worky.
Now, we still have our timeout. Yeah, we do.
houses are fine. It's the the far wall and near wall cameras that are like not matching up. I think I got that. I don't know if I set this to near wall. Should do that. There we go. Probably very boring for everyone to listen to here. So. Okay. I think I got this figured out finally. It should not have taken me this long, honestly, but 40 seconds remaining anyway until the end is required to start. Transition over here. Still got a second. They're going to go ahead, obviously, center guard here. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. Strategy is a big part of this and not necessarily something that I am terribly keen to, especially at this level. Basically, as soon as that rock was let go, they immediately were going for the line there. Actually, and for weight, it looks like it's a rather light rock. I think they're going to get it over, though. It's going to be very, very slow getting over. Do I have I have the houses wrong, don't I? Man, this is dumb. It is over, it looks like. They're going to leave it. That rock's going places. Not really sure what happened with it, but it is a fast rock. Might have been on purpose, too, for all I know. Trying to throw it out of the house. Because I do know that that is a strategy. Have done it once before. I was not the lead. I was just sweeping it. Looks like the timer monitor there having a little moment where it didn't want to work. These monitors, these big TVs here have a big sticker on them that's like monitor number 3 and monitor number 5, but it's got the USA Curling on it. These are property of USA Curling. It's pretty cool. Beautiful draw in behind, barely biting too, but it is almost dead in line there. Very, very hard to take out, but still there to take out. Eighth end here on sheet B. Immediately, almost as soon as that was on for line. Didn't quite get the rock, but they at least held it there. The guard rule there. First, I think 5 rocks they can't hit, or 5 rocks can't hit guards. Solid draw here. A little bit fast coming in, but it looks like it's going to die out. Sitting right there on the 8-foot. Very nice rock. takeout here. Taking it standard outside in. I will say one of my favorite shots to take in curling is the inside out takeout. So when I'm given the opportunity to, I will take it 10 times out of 10. Hits it out. Red Rock still stays in play there. I would like to say, for those who might be interested in anything relating to Sheet A, which is RIT versus Michigan Tech, there is a phone suction cupped to the glass. May or may not be running a live stream. I'm not sure, but there may be some form of liveness on a takeout on that back rock, actually. Going for a line on that one. They're going to try and curl it, actually, and it is just barely. Oh, it's going to hit the high wall, and I thought that was going to get by. Looks like they might not have been able to hold it and realize that and decided instead to go the other way and hit the high one. Looks like they're doing a LSD here. 4 rocks remaining for both teams. I'm still not really sure how these work, or even if it's called an LSD. It might just be taking the rocks back. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Taking 3 rocks of each color back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 1 rock remaining down there. No rocks remaining down there. Huh. Looks like they might have just shook on it. Looks like they shook, so I'm going to go ahead, go back, switch over to C here. Looks like the camera might be frozen. Put it on near wall.
I think I missed you initially. Big turn.
Well, they're going anyway. So, did you grab my gripper? Either we do it now, or they yell at us.
Yeah, it does appear to be having a slight moment here. Had a whole bunch of people just come in the warm room. From the teams that just got off the ice. It looks like Sheet A also just got off.
I swear it got colder.
That's the wrong sheet. Here we go. I think I got it figured out now. But it's not what I clicked. All right, here we go. Hopefully it's not frozen. We don't have a far end camera on C, sadly, but doing what we can with what we have. Can watch him come down the ice here. We're on C. Penn State versus Nebraska. This has been a very close game. 7-8 Penn State here.
So confident right now.
For way open.
We're going to watch and see what this one does. Looks like they tried to do some kind of tap back raise. Or maybe they just tried to guard up that hole right there you could draw in with. Prevent them from getting any more points. We'll see what Nebraska does here. We might end up with a draw to the button for the final here. I don't know. I don't even know if that's something they do here. So. Sheet D has also gotten off. Every sheet except C is still off the ice. Finished in 7 ends on both A and B. Manually update that here. Unless it, I think it might have actually just updated as I said that. Final scores on those sheets, 4-8 Michigan Tech on A. B was 12-5 Navy. And let me see here. There's people in the way. 7-6 on D, MIT. Got a lot of stuff going on in the warm room. Like everybody is now in the warm room. It's kind of crazy now. Hopefully you can't hear too much of the background noise going on in here. Final rock here, they're really thinking about what they're going to do here because they need to score to get their points. And Penn State did a very good job at guarding up their one opening. If Nebraska doesn't do this, they're going to lose 1 point, and that's going to put Penn State 2 ahead. If they tie, they at least have a chance with the button draw, I believe. Final rock here. Let's see how successful they end up being. Again, this is a kind of game that comes down to the last rock. It's a lot of stress on all of the players here because everything has to be absolutely perfect. Immediately, though, they're going for line. So they're doing a tap back raise. They're going to hit the yellow one back. Luckily through the house. Not going to get them one. They're going to shake after that. And that's going to be all we have for that. Final score on this sheet, Penn State 9-7. We'll be back here shortly for the second draw after ice has been cut and repebbled. So until then,